my arrival video. Yeah, they talk about. Well, let me first say, I talked about how my dad had a temper. Still a little bit, but something about how my dad has a temper. Now let me tell you how honest my dad was. You know, when he verbally threatened that attendant up there in Lebanon for not giving him his change, he thought he was the meanest guy on this earth. Because my dad is like my grandpa, he has a loud mouth. But one time, in honesty here now, when I was about 13, probably about 14, so we're talking about 1977, say. We was in Loveland. We was in Loveland. We stopped in the delicatessen. My lips are Kodovac funny. We stopped in the delicatessen. They just had legalized. I think they just legalized the Ohio lottery. So the CB day. So Dad gets on the CB to his buddy. His handle was Bushman. He said, Bushman. He says, I'm gonna stop here, get me and Greg a pop. I'm gonna try my luck on lottery. Bushman laughed a little bit, said, good luck. Dad goes in there, gets me and him a pop snack, lottery, comes back out. He says, I'll be damned. I said, what? He said, he shortchanged. He gave me too much money. He said, what it come about $4. And I gave him a 10, and he's gave me, I think it was like $8 or $9, $5. I guess a 5. Somehow the attendant, for some reason, thought he owed him a 5. He says, go back in there. Here's how honest my dad is. He said, go back in there and tell him he shortchanged himself. He gave me too much change. Now, before I even opened the door, he also said this, make sure he gets this. So I go in there, I never forget what the attendant told me. He said, you gave my dad too much change. He said, oh my God. He said, tell your dad thanks much. He says, I would have been in a minus on my cash drawer. In other words, he'd come out of his paycheck. He said, tell your dad. I said, thanks much. I said, oh, I will. Went back out in the car, told my dad I gave him the money. And as Dad started the engine, backing up, he could see the clerk, the attendant, waving at him. Dad waved back. And as we was taking off, Dad blew the horn. That's how honest my dad was now. He had a temper, but my dad was very honest, a very honest person. You know, not many. Hey, I'll tell you something else my dad would do in those days. Let's say he wouldn't have noticed that till you got home. He would drive 10 if he owed you money, or if you shortchanged yourself. He would drive 10 miles, my dad, and bring your change to you. If you made a mistake, what he owed you, he would bring it. He would drive 10 miles to give you $5. He would, or mail it to you if he knew your address. So my dad was very honest. I will give him that much credit. But I'll never forget that time at that delicatessen. He said, you make sure he gets this. Because, you know, he's cheating himself. Yeah, he was honest.